Parivrajakacharya Srimad Abhaycharanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON Bibli Acharya Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jan Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajakacharya Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Shri Radha Madhava ki Shri Pancha Tattva ki Shri Singhadev Prahlad Maharaj ki Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki पतित पावन श्री गौर निताय की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की हरि नाम संकीर्तन की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all Prachar devotees, all devotees, all glories to the devotees, all glories of Vishnu Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Sa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Gura Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitansya Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarupasya Vipasindhupa Evacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanichari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangulang Haite Girim Jat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Litasarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So welcome everyone. So working day, still you have come. Thank you so much for coming. And after a few days, on 3rd of February, we'll be celebrating the Divine Appearance Day of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So I have been asked to speak on Lord Nityananda. So it's very auspicious to speak on Lord Nityananda. Name itself is auspicious, and the name itself signifies a lot of things in our life. So we'll be trying to speak something on Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So I seek the blessings of all the wonderful Vaishnavas, especially Vijay Venugopal Prabhu and his wonderful good wife, Prema Padmini Mataji, and all other senior devotees. And also I like to seek the blessings of His Divine Grace, His Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and also specially seeking the blessings of Lord Nityananda Prabhu so that we can speak something on him. So Nityananda Prabhu is the most merciful form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. From today, we have started discussing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in our center at South Bengaluru, from the Adi Lila, where Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami talks in detail about Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So before entering into his life, we should know who is Lord Nityananda Prabhu. That is very, very important. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divyam evam javati tattata takta deham punarjanma naiti mamiti sva arjuna. So Krishna's activities, Krishna's appearance are all transcendental, divya. Divya means beyond 3 modes of material nature. The activities in this material world are governed by 3 modes of material nature. But Krishna's activities are not within the jurisdiction of the 3 modes of material nature. This is very, very important philosophical understanding. Unless we accept it, understand it, it is very, very difficult to understand the appearance and activities of the Supreme Lord. So, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains that Krishna is original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan. So understanding Krishna is very, very important, because if you don't understand Krishna, then he cannot understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if he cannot understand Krishna, then we cannot understand Balaram. And if we cannot understand Balaram, we cannot understand Nityananda Prabhu. So understanding Krishna is very, very important. So in Bhagavatam it is explained, Ete changsha kalapungsa Krishnastu Bhagavansa. So Krishna is not avatar. Krishna is avatari. This is a very interesting concept. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, they have established wonderfully by quoting from the Shastras. Swayam Bhagavan. So he is not Bhagavan only, he is Swayam Bhagavan. Rather, he is the source of all incarnations. So in the 10 avatar, the list of 10 avatars, the name of Krishna is not there. Because Krishna is not in that category. Krishna is not in the avatar category. He is avatari. So people don't understand this. So why we have to understand Krishna? Because Krishna has a separate category. Special status. Very, very special status. And to understand Krishna, we have to take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is another important aspect. Because in other yugas, the concept, the activities of Krishna in Vrindavan were not revealed. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes it public. Otherwise it is very secret. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is also very, very significant. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he comes in every yuga. Paritrānaya sadhunāṁ vināsaya duṣkritam dharma samasthapanarthāya sambhavami yuge. In every yuga he comes. But when he talks about he comes in every yuga, Krishna doesn't come. Krishna comes kalpe kalpe. Paritrānaya sadhunāṁ vināsaya duṣkritam dharma samasthapanarthāya sambhavami kalpe kalpe. He doesn't come in yuga yuga. And hope you understand the difference between yuga and kalpa. Right? You know the difference? Some are new, they may not know what is the difference between yuga and what is the meaning of kalpa and difference between these two. It's very, very important. And how many of you know there are 4 yugas? Those who are new, you know? There are 4 yugas? Don't know? They are looking at me, I don't know. You don't know? Okay. If you don't know, please feel free, say I don't know. There is nothing wrong that if you don't know.
Raise your hand.
Those who do not know, please raise your hand. Others they know. Only 2. Okay. So
only 2 have admitted.
2 have admitted. Others are thinking whether I know or don't know. Maybe. That also you don't know. Okay. So there are 4 yugas. Kali Yuga, then Dapar Yuga, then Treta Yuga, then Satya Yuga. Do you believe that? Okay. Just like there are 6 seasons, there are 4 yugas. The seasons come in a cycle. So yugas also come in a cycle. And every yuga has duration, age. Just like we have age, how long we live. The yugas also have age. So Kali Yuga has a duration of 4,32,000 years. Then Dapar Yuga is simple, it's simple mathematics. 4,32,000 multiplied by 2. That is Dapar Yuga. 8,64,000 years. Then Treta Yuga, 4,32,000 multiplied by 3. 12,96,000 years. Then Satya Yuga, 4,32,000 multiplied by 4. Then it comes to 17,28,000 years. So this is called the Yuga and their respective duration. So when Krishna talks about Yuge Yuge, he means that he comes in every Yuga. Means he comes in Satya Yuga, he comes in Treta Yuga, he comes in Dapar Yuga, he comes in Kali Yuga. Okay. So then the four yugas together, it's known as Chaturjuga or a Dipyo Yuga. And when these Chaturjugas, they rotate for 1000 times, that becomes one day of Brahma. And that is known as Kalpa. Okay? Clear? Simple mathematics, but you have to remember. Not clear? So, the four yugas together, it comes to 43,20,000 years. Then if you multiply 43,20,000 years by 1000, that becomes one day, 12 hours of Brahma. And that is known as Kalpa. Kalpa means day of Brahma. So, once I was giving lecture in Australia, so I was talking about four yugas. And every yuga also, the duration of our life is also different. In Kali Yuga, duration is 100 years. Dapur Yuga, 1000 years. Treta Yuga, 10,000 years. Satya Yuga, 100,000 years.
100,000.
100,000 means 1 lakh.
Yes.
I am talking in thousands. So, one new person was there in the class and he stood up. Thank God that Kali Yuga only 100 years. Because it's very difficult to live for 100 years also. There's so many suicides are happening. Living for 100 years is also too difficult. Because Kali Yuga, everything is painful. Taking birth is very painful in such material world itself is painful, but it becomes magnified in Kali Yuga. The process in different yuga is also different. You cannot have the same process to attain God realization. That's why people get confused. There is no need to be confused because Shastra is very, very particular and very, very specific and clear about this. Because different yugas have different qualities, just like different seasons have different qualities. In the same way, different yuga also has different qualities. In the same way, the people in these different yugas are also having different types of qualities and capacities. So that's why Krishna knows perfectly well what we can do, and he knows more clearly that what we cannot do. That's why he gives specific processes. So Satya Yuga, the process was meditation. Ashtanga Yoga. In Treta Yuga, the process was fire sacrifice, Yajna. Dapur Yuga, the process was worshipping the deity in the temple, deity worship. But in Kali Yuga, the process is Nam Sankirtan. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam. Kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatirana. So in this age of Kali, there is only one process that works. That is chanting of the holy name. So coming back to the point, the difference between avatar. So when Krishna talks that he comes in every yuga, he talks about avatar. There are different varieties or categories of avatar, but we are not going to that detailed discussion because time is very limited. But when Krishna talks about he comes in every yuga, he talks about yuga avatar. Krishna comes in the form of Yuga avatar and establishes Yuga Dharma. The purpose of Yuga avatar is to Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkritam dharma samastapanarthaya. Dharma means Yuga Dharma. So when he comes in Satya Yuga, he establishes Ashtanga Yuga, meditation as Yuga Dharma. When he comes in Treta Yuga, he establishes the Yuga Dharma by sacrifice. When he comes in Dapur Yuga, he comes and establishes the process of deity worship in the temple. And when he comes in Kali Yuga, he establishes the process of Nam Sankirtan, chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So these are the activities which are explained in Shastra for Yuga avatars. Okay? It's clear? So why I am talking all this? Because of the connection. connection between avatar and Krishna. So avatars come in every yuga, but Krishna doesn't come in every yuga. He comes once in a day of Brahma. Just try to hear and remember, whatever you can remember is okay, but you can understand by this the difference between avatar and Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. So, in little more technical, in every day of Brahma, there are 14 manus. Okay? 14 manus. Manus are the head of every manvantara. The duration. The duration of a day of Brahma is divided into 14 manus. So each manu has around 71 Chaturjugas. We already understood or heard 1000 Chaturjugas is one day of Brahma, right? So this is divided by 14, it comes around 71 Chaturjugas. So Krishna comes during the 7th manu, which is going on now. This is the 7th manvantara going on. 7th manu, Vaivasvata manvantara. And he comes at the end of Dapur Yuga of 28th millennium. 28th millennium is 28th Chaturjuga. There are 71 Chaturjugas. He comes at the end of Dapur Yuga of 28th Chaturjuga. I think it's becoming too technical, but just hear it. So that's why there is a big difference between Krishna as Swayam Bhagavan and his incarnations. Incarnations come very regularly in our calculation of time. He regularly comes. He talks about Yuga Avatar, but there are other kinds of avatars also. Lila Avatar, Manvantara Avatar. There are so many different kinds of avatars. Purusha Avatar, Sakta-based Avatar. There are many varieties of avatars. So they come just like the waves of the ocean, unlimited in number. The same way, there are unlimited varieties of incarnations of avatars of Krishna come regularly in this world to help the conditioned souls to understand their constitutional position and their relationship with God and go back to the spiritual world. But Krishna comes for a specific purpose and he comes for some different purpose. That's why he is Swayam Bhagavan. Then Krishna expands himself as Balaram. So what is the difference between Krishna and Balaram? Both are Supreme Personality of God. There is no difference, but there is also difference. That is known as Achintya Bheda Bheda. Simultaneously same and different. Both are God. Both are Supreme Personality of God. But there is a difference. Anybody knows the difference?
अवतार and God.
हाँ?
आपने बोला ना कि एक जन अवतार है और एक जन स्वयं भगवान है.
No, that is not the difference. Balaram is also not a avatar.
Krishna
Balaram is also a special category. Yes.
Krishna is a savior and Balaram is Sevita. Means Krishna, everybody serves Krishna and Balaram is like a servant to Krishna.
There are two kinds of God. We are catching the point. Very nice point. There are two kinds of Bhagavan. One is Sevya Bhagavan. Other one is Sevak Bhagavan. Sevya means who receives or accepts service, and Sevak means who renders service. There are two varieties of God. Okay. The leader of Sevak Bhagavan is Balaram. And only one person is there in the category of Sevya Bhagavan. Ekela Ishvara Krishna Asha Vritti. Only Krishna is the master. Everybody else is servant, including Balaram. But there are varieties of servants. So Krishna expands himself as Balaram. So what is the difference between Krishna and Balaram? He already explained. But there is an argument going on during Prabhupada's time. Ladies group and gents group. They are having argument. So gents group proposed that difference between Krishna and Balaram is very simple. Krishna is black Balaram is white. Right? Very clear? Then the ladies group said, yes, that is okay, but there is another difference, which is more interesting. What is the difference? They said, represented by one Mataji, she said that Krishna has Radharani with him, but Balaram has no Radharani. Difference. So debate continued. No resolution, no consensus. So matter was brought to Srila Prabhupada by his senior disciple. He said, Prabhupada, there's some argument going on, heated argument going on. What's the difference between Krishna and Balaram? He said, why? So now there are different opinions. What is the opinion? He said, one group is telling that Krishna is black, Balaram is white. Prabhupada said, that's correct. He said, another group is telling that Krishna is Radharaman, but Balaram is not Radharaman. Prabhupada said, that is also correct. Then that devotee was presenting the case. He said, Prabhupada, how come both can be true? Prabhupada said, you are also true. So in that way, Prabhupada tried to explain that there can be difference in Krishna Balaram, not in on specific one aspect. All are true. At the same time, there can be multiple truths in the spiritual world. But in this world, in order to make something as true, then something has to be false in this world. Right can be only one right. If that is right, then that should be wrong. But in the spiritual world, this can be also right, that can be also right. That is spiritual. There is no relativity. Everything is absolute. There is no good or bad in the spiritual world. Everything is good in the spiritual world. So in the same way, everything is right in the spiritual world. So that is the difference between Krishna and Balaram. The main difference, the fundamental constitutional difference is that Balaram is Sevak Bhagavan and Krishna is Sevya Bhagavan. The mood. So Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Brajendra Nandana Jai Sochishita Hoilo Sai Balaram Hoilo Nityananda. So who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna. Who is Krishna? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also the Supreme Personality of God. Same category. But there is also a difference. Although Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Mahaprabhu is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but there is a difference. The but is very important. What is the difference? Again, this is a very, very special point. The difference in the color and difference in the mood. Krishna Varnam Disha Krishnam Sangha Pangasta Parsadam Jaggai Sankirtana Prai Jajandri Surmedasam. This verse explains that Krishna comes in Kali Yuga, not in Krishna Varna. Tisha of Krishna means his color is not black. His color is golden. There is a difference. Krishna is black, Mahaprabhu is golden. But Krishna is having the Ishvara Bhav. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has the Bhakta Bhav. He is having the mood of a devotee. The best devotee, Srimati Radharani. So heart is different. Constitutionally, both are Supreme Personality of Godhead. But there is a difference in his bodily color, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and also a big difference in his mood. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is most munificent incarnation, most munificent form of the Supreme Personality of God. Namo Mahabadannaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Dishya Namo. Why? You should understand that. Because unless you understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you cannot understand Nityananda too. If you don't understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you cannot understand Krishna. So all connection. So who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It's a very beautiful explanation given by some sadhus, some very exalted Vaishnava. That when Lord Ramchandra was in the exile in the forest, In Dandakaranya forest, he saw a big pile of bones in the forest. So he asked, "What is this?" Then one devotee replied, "There are some men eating Rakshasas are here. So they eat up all the munis, rishis and simply people, those who do tapasya in the forest." As soon as Lord Ramchandra heard that, he became very upset and angry and took his bow and arrow. He said, "Where are those asuras? Where are those Rakshasas? I have to kill all of them. I have to kill all of them." He was very angry. Then Sita Devi was there next to him. He said, "My dear Lord, whenever you pick up this bow and arrow, your mood changes. So please give up your bow and arrow." He said, "I cannot give up my bow and arrow because I have come to establish dharma. So unless I kill the demons, how can I establish dharma? I have to kill." So he was in an angry mood. And after that, "Okay, you desired that I should not hold this bow and arrow. So I am giving you words. This will be possible in my next incarnation. So when I will come as Krishna, that time whatever you desired will be fulfilled." So Sita Devi thought, "Okay, things will happen at least in next Juga." So Krishna came in the upper Juga. And all of you know, when Krishna appeared and staying in Gokula, what happened? Kamsa used to send demons. He was uncle, he was supposed to send toys, but instead of toys, something else he was sending. Why? Because he was not a very ordinary uncle, he was a very special uncle. And Krishna was not an ordinary nephew, he was a very, very special nephew. Relationship was also very special. So Kamsa used to send living toys. The first toy was very big, Putana. Only 8 miles long. 8 miles. So one by one, Kamsa used to send demons and Krishna used to kill all of them effortlessly. Unless you break one toy, you cannot get another toy. So one toy is killed, then another toy is to come. In that way, the killing of the demons was going on. The Radharani thought, "Oh my God, he said that he will not do that in this, but he is doing more than what he used to do as Ram." So Radharani came, approached Krishna, that you told me that you will not kill the demons in your incarnation as Krishna. He said, "I never said that. I said that I will not use any weapon. You didn't want me to hold a bow and arrow. I said, I will not do that. I am not doing it." So in Vrindavan, Krishna never used any weapon to kill any demon. That is the beauty of Vrindavan pastimes. Because no weapon is allowed in Vrindavan. Actually, Krishna did not kill any of the demons. His Vasudev expansion killed those demons. This is a very intricate point in Krishna's pastime. So point made here that Radharani thought is too much to handle this personality. So what she did? She entered into the heart of Krishna. And when she entered into the heart of Krishna, then Krishna became Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the philosophy of the personality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is Krishna, but in the heart he is Srimati Radharani. The mercy, the most merciful is Srimati Radharani. So when Krishna carries that mood, he becomes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, most merciful. But there is another clause here. So, who is Nityananda Prabhu? Who is more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Even much more than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is said, if you want to have the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you have to take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu. Without the shelter of Nityananda Prabhu, you don't have any access to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The door is closed. No vacancy, no entry. Pass, no VIP pass, no ordinary pass. The door of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime will be closed to those who try to have direct access to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu also exhibited that, not philosophy. The glaring example is Raghunath Das Goswami. All of you know that Raghunath Das Goswami is one of the primary followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a great devotee of the Lord, and he was one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. highly renounced. When you talk about renunciation, Raghunath Das Goswami is the embodiment of renunciation. When he used to be in Vrindavan Dham at Radha Kund, he used to spend 22 hours and 30 minutes every day in his bhajan, and 1.5 hours for other activities. He used to chant minimum 64 rounds. He used to do the Govardhan Parikrama. He used to write books. He used to preach Krishna consciousness. He used to speak about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu minimum 3 hours every day at the bank of Radha Kund. That was his life. And what he used to eat? He did not eat anything. He used to drink. He used to drink buttermilk every 2-3 days. That was the life of Raghunath Das Goswami. So that Raghunath Das Goswami, while Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was at Santipur, he came to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he said that, my dear Lord, I don't feel any interest in this household affairs. I don't want to do this kind of activities. I want to join full time in your service, preaching mission. And he thought he had a brilliant idea. Idea was brilliant, but there was something else going on. So Mahaprabhu said, give up this kind of renunciation and go back to your home, get married, act like a worldly person, but cultivate this renunciation internally. Antare karo nishtha, baire lok vyavahar. He said, externally you should act like a worldly man, but internally you should become very, very Krishna conscious. And that is the principle Mahaprabhu wanted to establish for those who stay at home. Renunciation should not be shown externally by those who are staying in the household life. But internally, that cultivation of renunciation is very, very important. Because Mahaprabhu's mood is that everybody should be highly renounced. Mahaprabhu's devotees are very renounced by nature. Because without renunciation, we cannot achieve pure devotional service. But the principle of devotion is so powerful, you don't have to artificially renounce. Srimad Bhagavatam explains, when someone is engaged in pure devotional service, automatically knowledge and renunciation becomes a byproduct of that pure devotional service. But Mahaprabhu's mood is, Mahaprabhu Bhakta Ganer Vairagya Pradhan Taha Dekhi Pritahan Gaura Bhagavan. Mahaprabhu is very pleased by seeing the renunciation of the devotees. He does not feel very happy when someone is involved in the materialistic activities after accepting the process of devotional service under his guidance. That's why Mahaprabhu tells, he says, Ama bhaje, it's in Bengali, typical Bengali. He says, Ama bhaje bishoy mage, se to boro murkha. Ami to biggo, tare bishoy kene dibo. Sa charanamrita diya, bishoy bhulai. So, Mahaprabhu is telling that this devotee is worshipping me, but in exchange he is asking something material. He is asking some material benediction. So who is he? He is the number one fool. Ama bhaje bishoy mange se to boro murkho. He is not a fool, he is a big fool. I think he is a great fool. So then Mahaprabhu is continuing, he said, Ami to big, but I am not fool. I am big, I am very intelligent. Tare bishoy kena do. I will not give him material benediction. By my mercy, I will make him forget about Mr. Linjan. And that is the hope for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And that is the hope for the people in this age of Kali. Because in this age of Kali, people are too much into sense enjoyment. And for them, only hope is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Je thamam prapaddante tang sadaiva bhajam maham. As one surrender to me, I reward them accordingly. If he comes to Krishna for material benefit, he will give material benefit. He comes for mukti, he will give mukti. He comes for bhakti, he will give bhakti. But Mahaprabhu, this verse of Bhagavad Gita does not apply. He will not give. What he will give? What we need. That is a special feature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why he is Mahabhadanna. So coming to the point, Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das Goswami that please go back. He was not happy, but what to do? Mahaprabhu is telling, he went back, he got married, his wife was as beautiful as the apsaras of heavenly planet, and he was from a very wealthy family, just like Indra, opulence like Indra. So he had the opulence like Indra, and he had the wife like apsaras. Still, he was trying to escape the house, running. But his father's security guards used to catch him and used to bring him back. So they are fed up with Raghunath Das Goswami. That time he was Raghunath. Then his mother gave an idea to her husband. Bind him. Bind him with ropes. Then he cannot run away. Then his father said that opulence like Indra and Apsara like wife could not bind him. How an ordinary rope of this world can bind him? Who has received the causeless mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Nothing of this world can bind that person. That is Mahaprabhu's Bhaktaganan Vairagya Pradhan. So, but still he was not able to escape. Then Nityananda Prabhu came at Panihati, near Calcutta. And his place, Raghunath Goswami's place was near Panihati. So he got the news that Nityananda Prabhu came. What to do? He has to go. Somehow he managed and he went to Nityananda Prabhu at Panihati. Wanted to meet him. So from a distance, Raghunath Goswami was offering obeisances. And Nityananda Prabhu's associate said, Raghunath has come. He is offering obeisances from a distance. He said, where is Raghu? Call him. He is a thief. Thief? He is a son of a rich person. How come he is a thief? So our Acharya is explaining, he is a thief. Why? Because he wanted to steal the wealth of Nityananda Prabhu without asking his permission. So what is the wealth of Nityananda Prabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the wealth of Nityananda. So if you take the wealth of one person, another person, without asking him, that is called stealing. So a thief, what should be done with him? He should be punished. Then Nityananda Prabhu said, he should be punished. But his punishment became a festival. That is the beauty of Nityananda Prabhu's punishment. So Vaishnava's punishment becomes a celebration. And that festival name is Festival of Punishment, Danda Mahotsav. The great festival of punishment. And what is the punishment? Nityananda Prabhu said, feed all the devotees here. Yogurt and chipped rice. Chira Dahi Mahotsav. So when he fed, thousands and thousands of people were honoring Prachar, and they are so happy by the hospitality of Raghunath Das Goswami. When they are so satisfied, Nityananda Prabhu, out of love and affection for Raghunath Das, he put his lotus feet on the head of on Raghunath Das Goswami, and he said, all your desires will be fulfilled by Krishna. Then after some time, there's the whole details there. Raghunath Das Goswami could manage to escape from his house, and by walking and running from Bengal, he went to Jagannath Puri and took shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entrusted Raghunath Das Goswami in the hand of Sarup Damodar. So he is known as Sarupe Raghu. Means there are many Raghunath in Mahaprabhu's pastime, but Raghunath Das Goswami was the personal assistant of Sarup Damodar Goswami. So in that way, the journey of Raghunath Das Goswami conveys a very important principle. What is that principle? That we cannot have access of Mahaprabhu's mercy without Nityananda. And Nityananda Prabhu will not also shower his mercy unless and until we satisfy the Vaishnavas. The root is Vaishnavas. And that is the problem. For us, because it's very, very difficult when we stay together and have this principle of respecting and pleasing the Vaishnavas. That's why you are stuck. Guru Maharaj was telling once that after 25 years, 30 years, 40 years, we are chanting the holy name, still not experiencing the joy of Krishna consciousness. It means that we are not serving the Vaishnavas properly. And opposite is happening. We are committing Vaishnava aparadha. That is the only cause. That is the only obstacle on our path to experience joy of Krishna consciousness. So therefore, it is very, very important for us to know pleasing the Vaishnavas is very, very powerful means to advancing Krishna consciousness. And offending the Vaishnavas is very, very dangerous on our journey of Krishna consciousness. That's why Mahaprabhu was asked by one of his associates. He asked Mahaprabhu, we are grihasthas, now we spend 4 months with you, but we have to go back. We have to stay at home. How to get perfection? Staying at home. Mahaprabhu said, very simple. You have to do two seva, two kinds of services. Nam seva and Vaishnava seva. Then devotee was very intelligent. Krishna's devotees are very intelligent. Krishna je bhaje se bolo chatu, they are very intelligent. So he asked Mahaprabhu, chanting of the holy name, Nam seva is very simple to understand. You have to chant the holy name. But you are telling to do Vaishnava seva. So how do I know who is a Vaishnava? Question. Good question, right? So he knows who is a Vaishnava, but for us, he asked this question. So Mahaprabhu said, that is also very simple. Who is a Vaishnava? Who chants the holy name of the Lord once, he is a Vaishnava. They are so jubilant to hear that answer. But they had also some suspicion also, there is something more. Something more is there. They are not completely satisfied. So he asked same question after some time. Mahaprabhu, who is a Vaishnava? Mahaprabhu said, who chants the holy name of the Lord constantly, 24 hours a day. He is a Vaishnava. Then enthusiasm went down. Still they are not satisfied with the answer. They asked the question again. He, on behalf of the Vaishnavas, they asked the question again. And Mahaprabhu replied, who inspires others to chant the holy name. Means by seeing someone, if someone inspires, get inspiration to chant the holy name, he is a Vaishnava. So then they were completely satisfied. So Mahaprabhu gave 3 answers. 3 answers for the same question. Which answer is correct? Which answer is correct?
All are correct.
All are correct. Very good. Because Krishna cannot speak
Lies.
lies. Whatever comes out from the mouth of the Lord is absolute truth. So then how come 3 answers? Because spiritual world 3 can be truth. We already established that principle. But by these 3 answers, Mahaprabhu is trying to convey there are 3 levels of Vaishnavas. Who chants the holy name once, he is a Kanishtadhikari Vaishnava. Who chants the holy name of the Lord constantly, he is a Madhyamadhikari Vaishnava. And who inspires others to chant the holy name of the Lord, he is a Uttamadhikari Vaishnava. This is a principle. But Mahaprabhu said we have to serve all of them. Then how to serve all of them? Rupa Goswami explains in Nectar of Instruction, in Chaitanya, that we should offer respect to a Kanishtadhikari from mind. We should offer respect to Madhyamadhikari by offering obeisances to him. And we have to offer obeisances and serve who is Uttamadhikari. So therefore there are different ways to serve the Vaishnavas. But Vaishnava Seva is the foundation.
Sorry, Maharaj, the garland came a little late.
Yeah, it was not needed.
We have to respect the Vaishnava, he just told us.
So I didn't ask for the garland. Okay, thank you so much. So Vaishnava Seva is very, very important. Respecting the Vaishnavas. But in this world, we don't want to give respect, but we expect respect. We think that whole world should respect me. but we are not in a position to respect anyone. And that is the root cause of our bondage. That's why Mahaprabhu has given the principle, Amanina Manadana. We should not expect respect, but ready to give respect to others. So completely opposite principle. In this material world, in this society, what is the concept? Giving respect or expecting respect? Expecting respect. And expectations? What is the result of expectations? Frustrations. Expectations lead to frustrations. Pingala prostitute talks about that in Srimad Bhagavatam. She says, Asahi param dukhyam nairasya param sukham. As long as we have expectations from this world, we will be frustrated. And we will experience suffering. We will experience unhappiness. Why you are unhappy here? Because we have expectations. And what kind of expectations? Unlimited varieties of expectations. Unlimited varieties. So the list of expectation has to reduce. More we reduce our expectations, more we experience joy in Krishna consciousness. So what is a symptom of advancement in Krishna consciousness? It's inside. Whether we are desiring more and more to give respect, then we are advancing. And if we are desiring more and more respect to come to me, then we are not advancing in Krishna consciousness. Rather we are, what is the difference, what is the opposite of advancement? Downfall of spiritual life. So but we are stuck in that. Expecting respect is the root cause of our bondage. That's why Prabhupada made a wonderful system that when he introduced the system of initiation, he introduced the change of name. It's also very, very deep. Changing name. Once one Prabhupada disciple came to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I forgot the name you gave. Samsundar or something like that, what you said, I forgot. He said, you remember the second part of the name? He said, yes, Prabhupada. What is that? Das. If you remember that, that is more than enough. Because that is most important part of the name. Your Das. You can be Samsundar Das, you can be Radhamadhav Das, or you can be Gauranga Das. But your Das. That is the most important part of the name. We are the servant. But we take it seriously. We don't take it seriously. We take it mechanically. We have Das, no problem. And people call. Some people are from outside who do not have idea. And he calls. I want to talk to Mr. Das. He said, who is Das? Everybody is Das here. Who is Das? But there is a system in ISKCON, Prabhupada also introduced, that we should address other devotees as Prabhu. So Samsundar Das, who got initiated, he got the name Samsundar Das. But every devotee is addressing him as Prabhu, Samsundar Prabhu, Samsundar Prabhu. And problem with the conditioned soul is that when he hears the same thing again and again, he starts believing that. He started thinking, oh, I was Das before, I think I have become Prabhu now. So he thought that now from Samsundar Das, I have become Samsundar Prabhu. When someone calls him, who is speaking? Samsundar Prabhu speaking. So he has advanced from Das to Prabhu. It's subtle. And I am not telling story, it happens to devotees. Check it out. Then, after some years, he thinks, what is the use to be a Prabhu? In ISKCON, everything is Maha. Maha Harina, Maha Big Book, Maha Prachar. So what's the big deal to be a Prabhu? We should become Maha Prabhu. Ishwarabhav. That is the last snare of Maya, Prabhupada says. That we start thinking that we are Ishwaras. That is the problem in our journey of Krishna consciousness. So therefore, we have to be very, very careful that we should not expect respect. Getting respect is not a problem. Naturally, devotees will get respect. But expecting respect is the problem. But the problem is, when we get respect regularly, then what happens? We expect. The expectation. When something happens regularly, na? If someone is offering Dandavat Pranam to you every day, then whenever you see him, you will expect now he will do also. But if he does not do that, you feel, why he did not do that? That will be in your mind. Why he did not do that? In the temple also, some senior devotees get garlands. Every day is getting. One day, somehow, did not come. It will start thinking, why garland didn't come? He should think about Krishna, but he will think about garland. Although garland is not dependent on Krishna, but he is not thinking because of that. He is thinking, why it did not come? It happens or not? That is a catch. That is a catch of Maya. And Krishna tests devotees through that. Whether you are practicing Amanina Manadena or you are practicing something different. And we are caught up in that. So there is a story. One sadhu, he became a sadhu. And sadhu means he should not stay at home. That is a traditional concept. So he came out of the village and he used to stay in a cave, in his bhajan kutir, in the cave on a hill outside of the village. So he was doing wonderful tapasya. And people get very much inspired by seeing tapasya of sadhus. So the villagers used to come and offer a lot of gifts and also offer respect to the sadhu for his wonderful practice. And they used to come on a particular day every year, just like Vyas Puja. Okay. So every year he used to get. One year what happened, the same day came, same tithi came, and same muhurta came, but still nobody was coming. He started thinking, why it's not coming? He checked, the same day, same tithi, still not coming, still not coming. So he came out of his cave to check, because there was the hill. So he came out and to see whether they are coming or not, maybe they are delaying for some reasons. He could not see him. Then he thought, better to go up. Then he saw a tree. He went up to see whether they are coming or not. Went up, and he reached the top of the tree, and the branch broke, and he fell on the ground. His bones broke. And that will happen when we have these expectations. Our bones will break. The Rishara Bhav, Guru Bhav, that's very, very dangerous in our spiritual journey. We'll be stuck. We'll be stuck in our spiritual progress. That's why Prabhupada was very, very particular about that. Very, very particular. So once Prabhupada's Guru Puja was going on, and everybody was chanting, Prabhupada was physically present on this planet, Guru Puja was going on, and everybody was chanting, Sri Guru Sharana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. They are singing, dancing. So one Swami from South India came to see that what's going on. And he observed that Srila Prabhupada was also singing Sri Guru Sharana Padma. So he was a little disturbed. And he approached another devotee, another sannyasi, Prabhupada disciple. He said, how come your Guru is worshipping himself? Because Prabhupada also was singing Sri Guru Charana Padma. Then he explained, Prabhupada is not worshipping himself. We are worshipping him, that's why we are singing Sri Guru Charana Padma. But he is not taking that worship. He is immediately offering it back to his Guru. That's why he is also singing Sri Guru Charana Padma. That's why he is a bona fide spiritual master, who does not hold the worship with him. He immediately transfers it back to his Guru. Because only one person is worthy of worship, that is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody else. So bona fide spiritual master knows that. And his duty is to transfer that worship to Krishna. That's why he is known as transparent via medium. As soon as he holds that worship with him, he will definitely fall down from the path of devotional service. It's a matter of time. It's like a hot potato. If you hold it, it will burn. If you pass on to Krishna, Krishna will enjoy and you will also experience that enjoyment. So that is the principle of parampara. Amanina. So getting worship is not a problem. But expecting worship is a problem. But when you start expecting, when you think that you are getting the worship, So Srila Prabhupada was walking in Bombay and thousands of people are offering obeisances to him. And Prabhupada asked some of his disciples, why they are offering? Can you tell me? They said, Prabhupada, they are Mahabhagavad. Prabhupada said, they are not respecting because of that. They are respecting because I am wearing the saffron cloth. I am given a sex life. That's why he is offering respect to my clothes. So you have to understand that people are offering respect because any respect is coming because of the connection with the Supreme Lord. If that connection is gone, we are zero. So when Krishna is there, Krishna is the hero. So when we get connected with that Supreme Hero, then we can become hero. But as soon as we get disconnected from that Supreme Hero, we become a big zero. That is the principle. Amanina manana. So how long? One more story of Nityananda Prabhu, one more pastime.
Yes.
So Nityananda Prabhu is the humility personified. What's his mood? Akrada Paramananda Nityananda Rai Abhiman Sunda Nitai Nagore Vera. You should now prepare your consciousness, Nityananda consciousness time now. So our acharyas are writing this. So many songs are there about Nityananda Prabhu. So one of these songs is explain the mood and qualities of Nityananda Prabhu. So I just 2 lines I'll try to explain and along with the pastime. So Nityananda Prabhu, what's his quality? Akrada. Who can be a preacher? We all want to preach Krishna consciousness because Mahaprabhu instructed all of us to preach Krishna consciousness. But who can preach? Who will follow in the footsteps of Lord Nityananda? First his quality, Akrada. Akrada means who has no anger. Free from anger. So who can be free from anger? Who is free from lust? You have to be pure. Purity is the force. Prabhupada always said that purity is the force. By purity you can preach Krishna consciousness. Purity attracts the conditioned souls, not the knowledge. Spirituality is not about information. Spirituality is all about transformation, realization. There are 3 kinds of knowledge. Acquired knowledge, realized knowledge and revealed knowledge. Acquired knowledge is information. You can get information. Now it is very easy to get information. Do Google search, any information is available. We are overloaded with information. Sometimes this information becomes very unfavorable for Krishna consciousness. Too much information. That's why Rupa Goswami said, you should not read too many books. There is an instruction in Bhakti Rasamrita Krishna. If you read too many books, then what will happen? You will be confused. What's going on? This Shastra says this Shastra says that, Nana Muni, Nana Mat. What to do? They become confused. That's why you have to know how to know the truth. Mahajana Janagatasya Pantha. We have to follow the Guru Parampara. Because Guru Parampara knows what we need. So coming to the point of Akrada. He is pure. He is pure from any modes. He is free from 3 modes. So therefore, preaching is done based on compassion, not out of passion. So spiritual journey is from passion to compassion. So how to do that? How to do that? People ask this question. How from passion we can go to compassion? It's very simple. Compassion means compassion. Com means less. Come. Come means less. When your passion reduces, compassion manifests. As Rajaguna reduces, compassion manifests. Rajaguna and compassion cannot be together. That's why spiritual life means cultivating mode of goodness. So when you cultivate mode of goodness, compassion slowly manifests. And when heart will become completely free from modes, then it will become filled up with compassion. Overflowing compassion, like Prabhupada. So Nityananda Prabhu was like that, Akrada. And when heart is free from passion, what will you experience? Ananda. Ananda. Compassionate heart is filled with Ananda. Bliss. Unlimited bliss. Anandam Madivardhanam Patipadam Punnam Dashradhanam. That is a symptom of pure devotional service. He will be in Ananda. Not only philosophy, chant and be happy, but suffering. Very difficult to be happy. Then some devotees ask also, Prabhupada said chant and be happy, but it's very difficult. Very difficult. Why? Because there are anarthas. There are anarthas. As long as anarthas will be there, unwanted desires will be there in the heart, impurities will be there in the heart, you cannot experience ananda. The struggling period. But if you continue, keep on doing that, then slowly, slowly, purification will happen. And one day, our heart will be pure. But how long it will take? It's $1 million question. How long it will take? Mahaprabhu is telling, if you are not crying while chanting the holy name of the Lord, then your heart is stone-hearted. It's like a stone. And our Acharya is telling, even if it is stone, it should have been melted. Pashan hole gole jeto, hriday pashan gollo na re. Our Acharya is singing, if our heart is made of stone, it would have been melted. Because holy name is so powerful. So our heart is not made of stone intelligence, it's made of steel. That's why chanting for so many years, still heart is not melting. Why? Because of offenses. Because of offenses. So, we have to be free from offenses. How long it will take? It's a $1 million question. You know the answer? How long it will take? I am telling this story now. Everywhere I am going. Very interesting story. How long it will take? You have to hear the story? How long it will take? Yes. So there was a man, he was staying in a village and he never went out of the village. But what happened, one appointment he got to do something, for that he had to go out of the village. And to go there, he had to catch a train. And he doesn't know where is the train station also. He knows that out of the village there is train station. But how long it takes, he doesn't know. So he came out of his home and he was on the way to the station. So on the way he saw a farmer doing farming. And he thought maybe he knows, let me ask him. So he asked that farmer, how long it will take from here to the station? He was not answering. He thought maybe I was not loud enough. He asked the question in a louder voice. How long it will take from here to the station? No answer. He thought maybe he has hearing problem. Then he was more louder, asking the same question, but no answer. He thought, I think he has problem here, he has problem here. If I am caught up with him, I will also have problem, I will miss the train. Then he started running. As soon as he started running, the farmer said, it will take 15 minutes. He was surprised. And he was curious also. He said, I was shouting, screaming, asking the question, you did not answer. But now when I started running, you said that it will take 15 minutes. Why? He said, answer is very simple. When you asked me, that time I did not know your speed. Now I know your speed. If you run in this speed, it will take 15 minutes. So how long it will take for us to go to the spiritual world? 15 minutes. Depends on our speed. Okay. So if you are driving a car, how to increase the speed? Accelerator. But if your car is in a neutral gear, and if you push your accelerator, what will happen? Sound and smoke, right? So sometimes, not sometimes, many times, it happens to a sadhaka like that. Our devotional car looks very wonderful, brand new car, maybe BMW or maybe good condition. Everything is wonderful, driver is also wonderful. accelerator is wonderfully working, but car is not moving, only making sound. Why? It's not in gear. So, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Prabhupada says, material attachment, as long as it will be there, the car will be in neutral gear. So, material attachment and Krishna consciousness cannot go together. That's why Abhyas and Vairagya both have to go together. Abhyas means engaging the senses in the service of the Lord. Vairagya means withdrawing the senses from the sense objects. Both has to go together. But we think, why not both? Prabhupada said in Bengali, Dudo khabo, tamako khabo. Means I have to drink milk, at the same time I have to chew tobacco also. Doesn't work. You have to choose Krishna or sensing. If you choose both, then na ghar ka, na ghat. If you put two legs in two boats, what will happen?
Drown.
You will drown in the boat. That's why you have to choose. Krishna, before Kurukshetra war, was approached by Arjuna and Duryodhana. Both went for help. So Krishna said, I don't want to take part in this battle in the form of fighting because it's a family fight. So, but I am Narayani Shena, you can take that. But I will not fight. So who will ask first? Krishna said, Arjuna is younger. He has the right to ask first. Duryodhana was in anxiety. Because Duryodhana came for Narayani Sena. He thought if Arjuna gets the Narayani Sena, then problem. It was very, very powerful army. When Arjuna said, my dear Lord, Krishna, whether you fight or don't fight, I want you. Duryodhana was jubilant in the heart. But externally he was showing, what can I do now? Already he chose you. Please give me Narayana Sena. This is called demoniac nature. Inside something, outside it's called duplicity, hypocrisy. Inside you are thinking that this devotee is what a devotee is. He thinks he is a devotee, no quality. But externally, Prabhu, you are a pure devotee, you know. By seeing you, I feel so much inspiration. But inside, nonsense. He thinks he is a devotee. He is not a devotee. So means inside one thing, outside other things, called demoniac nature. But Vaishnavism means inside and outside should be the same. So Duryodhana thought he will be victorious because Arjuna was a fool according to him. But time said Arjuna was not a fool. Who was a fool? Duryodhana. Choice was given to both of them. But Arjuna made the right choice. So choice is there, Narayan or Narayani. Right? That's why people say, do you want values or valuables? Do you want money or character? There is nothing wrong to have money. But if you don't have character, money will destroy you. That's why principle is that we used to learn in our childhood. If money is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. But now slogan has changed. Now, if character is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If money is lost, everything. What's the use? Money is honey, sweeter than honey. Money talks. Everybody is after money. Money, money, money. There is nothing wrong to have money. But if you think that money will give happiness and joy, which you are hankering for, that is the greatest illusion we can have. So coming back to the point of Nityananda Prabhu, he is Paramananda. He is not only Ananda, he is the source of unlimited bliss. That's why who can be a preacher? Who is in bliss. If you have joy, then you can give joy, na? But we think, okay, I am not experiencing, you can experience. Doesn't work. That's why first you have to have achar, then prachar. Janma sarthak kori, karo karo. First we have to preach to ourselves. We should practice, set the example. Examples speak louder than the words. We have to be the examples, practicing. How can be a good example? Whatever you speak, we follow. Otherwise, don't speak. But Prabhupada said, you should chant Hare Krishna. That much you can do. But if you want to do more, then you have to practice it. But even if you don't chant, you may say, okay, chant. But that is also not good. If you want to tell someone to chant, you should also chant. If you want to tell someone chant 16 rounds, then you should first chant 16 rounds. If you tell someone get up early in the morning, then you should also tell someone, first you have to get up early in the morning. So there is a story. So one mother with her son came to a sadhu, and she was not able to convince her son that not to take sweets. And taking sweets was very unfavorable for his health. So she thought maybe the sadhu will tell him, then he will follow. So she came with her son, and she requested sadhu to tell the son that he should not take sweets. Then sadhu said, please come back after 1 month. So they came back after 1 month, and sadhu said, my dear son, please don't take sweets. Mother was surprised. He said, why you took 1 month to tell this simple thing? He said, when you came 1 month before, I was also taking sweets. So how can I tell him not to take sweets? So I practiced not to take sweets for 1 month. Then I was eligible to tell him not to take sweets. This is called the qualification to be a preacher. Practice what you preach. So Nityananda Prabhu was in full of bliss. That's why he was a very wonderful preacher. So how we can be a very good preacher? When we are in bliss. Akrada Paramananda Nityananda Rai, Obhiman Shunna Nitai Nagore Berai. Obhiman Shunya. We have to be free from false pride. We have a lot of pride. With ego, passion gives ego. Rajaguna gives ego. With ego, we cannot preach. We have to give up ego, because when you preach, your ego will be smashed anyway. So we have to be very, very humble. Nityananda Prabhu is very, very humble. He begs. He says, Amare kiniya lao bhaja gaurava. He's begging. Nityananda Prabhu was instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu along with Haridas Thakur. Sana sana Nityananda, sana Haridas, sarvatra amar agga, karaho prakash, poti ghare ghare giya, karo ei bhikkha, bolo Krishna, bhaja Krishna, karo Krishna, shiksha. Shiksha in Hindi and Sanskrit. In Bengali, Sikha. You have to learn Bengali also. So, bolo Krishna. Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur are instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to beg from door to door. Poti ghare ghare giya karo ei bhiksha. Bhikshang dehi. What bhiksha? Bolo Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Bhaja Krishna. Worship Krishna. Karo Krishna Shiksha. Read Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita. So this is the simple principle of preaching. So for that we have to be humble, we have to beg. We should not think that everybody will come to me. We have to go. That's called outreach, reaching out. We have to go. That was the tradition, that was the instruction Mahaprabhu has given to Nityananda Prabhu, who is the father of Sankirtan movement. So Sankirtan movement means we have to go out. Kali Yuga is the Yuga of going out. Lord also comes out, Jagannath. Because Lord also knows nobody will come to the temple. So that's why he comes out on the street. So Sankirtan means on the street. Nothing happens in the inside. Everything is on the street. Book distribution on the street. Harinam on the street. Prachar distribution on the street. Ratha Yatra on the street. And that's the way Prabhupada conquered the whole world. We should be visible. I was in Australia. Some devotees were telling that why things are not happening now. People say, we don't see Hare Krishnas nowadays on the streets. The simple principle is to be visible. Because devotees are so wonderful, by walking on the street is preaching. That's why you should be visible. But in order to be visible, you need to give up your ego. Chanting on the street is not that easy. I'll chant. Or people will think, if my friends see me, I work in a software company, that prestige is there, no? So if you have that prestige and ego, you cannot preach Krishna consciousness. So that's why Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, the supreme personality of God, they are begging at the doorsteps of the people. Somewhere they will get respect, somewhere they will get insult. But irrespective of that, they are preaching Krishna consciousness. That's why you have to give up our ego in order to be a good preacher. That's why this song explains, Abhiman Sunna Nitai Nagore Parai. Means he roams around, he moves around. You cannot stay at home. You have to go to house and preach Krishna consciousness. That is the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that is the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu was instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to preach, and he thought, I should preach first to the two great personalities of Navadeep, Jagai and Madhai. If I can make these two personalities as devotees, then whole Navadeep, whole Bengal will become devotees. That is called strategy, preaching strategy. So Prabhupada was asked by reporters, I think asked by his disciples also, that why you chose America? He said that my godbrothers went to Europe, they could not be successful. So I thought if I have to fail, I should better fail in a new place. So humble he is. He said, if I fail in America, that is also glorious. I failed in America. Right? It's the greatest failure. So in that way, Prabhupada chose America. Why? Because Prabhupada saw that whole world is following America. If I can make Americans devotees, then whole world will become devotees. That is called preaching strategy, coming from Nityananda. That's why he chose Bauri, the hippies. He said, if the hippies can become devotees, then who else should not become devotees? Right? That's why if Jagai Madhai can become devotees, then everybody can become devotees. That's what preaching strategy. So the powerful preachers, they take the challenging places to preach Krishna consciousness. But we should be very careful also. We should not imitate and become victimized by Maya. One devotee came to Prabhupada and told Prabhupada, I have an idea. Because people have a lot of ideas. And he said, Prabhupada, I have an idea because getting people in the Western country is very difficult. But one place you can get people very easily. Prabhupada said, where? Saturday nightclub. And so many people come there, Prabhupada, without any advertisement. And you can do a lot of book distribution, a lot of preaching there. So he asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what do you think? What do you think? This idea is good? Prabhupada said, idea is good, but make sure you come back. The point to be made is that we should know our capacity. We should not try to imitate. We should follow in the footsteps, but we should be very, very careful also, because every preacher has capacity. But the point to be noted is that Nityananda Prabhu took the challenge. Yeah, if you can give some water. Sorry. It will take time to break.
Also prepare some warm water. Then
so Nityananda Prabhu, he approached Jagai and Madhai for preaching. So Madhai attacked him and blood started coming out from his forehead. News went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Nitai is injured by the attack. So he came rushing in it. tremendous angry mood. He invited Sudarshan Chakra to kill both Jagai and Madai. Then Nityananda Prabhu stopped him. He said, "You have not come in this age of Kali to kill. If you want to kill, then you have to kill everyone. So you have come to kill the demoniac nature. So that's why you have to stop this killing business." So he said, although Madai tried to kill me, but Jagai was stopping. As soon as Mahaprabhu heard that Jagai was protecting Nityananda Prabhu, he was so happy. He embraced Jagai. And by the prayers of Nityananda Prabhu, both Jagai and Madai were delivered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it is explained when Jagai and Madai was delivered, then Mahaprabhu's body became black. Because he took all the karma of Jagai and Madai and he told, whatever you have done, that is, I am taking, but from now onwards, you should not commit any sinful activity. So that is also a very, very important principle of accepting spiritual master. That when we accept a spiritual master, we have to have the commitment that I will not commit any sinful activity anymore. Because whenever we commit sinful activities after initiation, that reaction does not only affect us, it also goes to the spiritual master. So therefore, one of the important commitment of initiation is that we should take the vow of not committing any sinful activity. So Jagai Madai after that never committed any sinful activity. They are doing very wonderful services, cleaning the ghats and serving the Vaishnavas, and in that way they become free from all kinds of sinful activities and all kinds of offences and become pure devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in that way, Nityananda Prabhu is showing that he is more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, in order to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have to take the shelter of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Then our life will become perfect. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Sriman Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Any question, comment, reflections, doubts? Yes. You have another mic? No?
No, I don't need mic. Actually, मैं ये पूछना चाहती थी आपको कि शायद मैं कुछ मिस आउट कर गई हूँ जब आप इंफॉर्मेशन के बारे में बोल रहे थे कि वहाँ पे 4 चीज़ है जो हमको डिस्ट्रैक्ट करता है, तो आप बोले कि इंफॉर्मेशन तो हमारे पास है ही, उसके बाद शायद वो जगह से मिस हुआ कुछ, तो मुझे भी प्रॉपर याद नहीं है, बट आई थिंक बहुत देर से कि वहाँ पे कुछ रह गया जो आप बोलते बोलते मतलब दूसरे टॉपिक पे चले गए।
क्या चले गए? किधर चले गए? क्या मिस हो गया?
Something about too much information.
There are 3 levels. Okay. I did not explain 3 categories of knowledge.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. One was acquired knowledge. Second was realized knowledge, and third was revealed knowledge. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me, because that was not the real topic, but that should be explained. Acquired knowledge means when we get information by hearing, by studying, by Google search, so many things, you get information. That is acquired knowledge. But when we apply that knowledge in our life, application, then it becomes realized. Whatever information we get, then we will get realization. Then information will become transformation. When our heart will be transformed, our character will be transformed, our life will be transformed, that is called realized knowledge. And when realization is complete, 100%, that is called revealed knowledge. Revealed knowledge means you can see Krishna constantly, 24 hours. That is revealed knowledge. Just like Ramayana, Valmiki Muni saw all the pastimes and he wrote. Brahma saw Goloka Vrindavan, composed Brahma Sangeet. Vyasadeva saw and composed Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is revealed knowledge. So in order to see Krishna, in order to attain perfection, we have to come to the level of revelation.
Maharajji, you spoke about the 3 varieties of Vaishnavas, Kanishta, Madhyam Adhikari and Adhikari. So now, Mahaprabhu said that anyone who takes holy name even once, Harinam even once, is a Vaishnava. So if we see generally in India among Hindus, even if a person is very atheist, I have heard Krishna and Rama name from them out also. So does Chaitanya Prabhu here means Shuddhana? Is that what understanding is? Can you please explain?
He never said Shuddhana. Kanishta cannot chant Shuddhana.
So when Mahaprabhu is saying that even once, so we see around people, in India and Hindu especially, they keep on chanting these names. So they can be all be considered as Vaishnava.
Yes. According to Mahaprabhu, yes. You have doubt on that?
Okay.
You have
I
doubt?
just wanted
You express your doubt. That's why Mahaprabhu.
I'm not able to understand. That's why I mean.
What Mahaprabhu said, I just repeated. It's in Chaitanya Charitamrita. That's the way Mahaprabhu sees. And we have to see the way Mahaprabhu sees. Actually, you have to see everyone as a Vaishnava. Bhakti Thakur is not only who is chanting, he is seeing everyone as a Vaishnava. That is Uttamadhikari. Uttamadhikari thinks everybody has become Vaishnava except him. And Kanishtadhikari thinks everybody is in Maya except him. There is a difference between Kanishta and Uttam. That's why Uttamadhikari cannot preach. Because he sees everyone as devotees. That's why he has to come down to Madhyama. So Madhyamadhikari can preach. That's why Prabhupada, they are Uttama Vaishnavas, but when they preach, they come down to, just like a PhD professor, if he wants to teach to the primary students, if he start giving class of PhD, what will happen? Very difficult. That's why they come down to that level. In the same way, when Uttamadhikari preaches, they come down to Madhyama. Now is the symptom of Madhyama. He has love for Krishna, he has compassion for the ignorant, he has friendship with the devotees, and he carefully avoids the offenders. So this is the platform of Madhyama.
And one more question, Manaji. So in the scriptures, we discussed about the color of Krishna, black. So in the scriptures, sometimes is given that Krishna's color is like a black monsoon cloud. Sometimes is given like a tamal tree dark. Sometimes like a blue lotus. So I mean, what exactly is the color of Krishna?
What do you think?
In the deities, like we see all black. So
What black? Radha Rasbihari is white. Radha Govinda in Kolkata is white. So what is the color of Krishna?
I can't see that.
So it's inconceivable, achintya. Prabhupada was giving lecture in Africa. And he was explaining that the color of Krishna is black. And the devotees of Africa are so jubilant to hear that. Wow! Welcome to Africa. Then after that Prabhupada said, Krishna is black, but not black like you. So Krishna is black, or any color cannot be compared with Krishna. But to give an idea, it's like it said that his eyes are like lotus. Because that is the best example you can give. But his eyes are not like lotus. Just like ornaments. Why we wear ornaments? To beautify ourselves. But Bhagavatam explains that when Krishna wears the ornaments, ornaments become beautified. So Krishna does not need any help to become beautiful. Okay, so what's his color? So his color depends on our understanding of Krishna consciousness. He can have many colors. What's the point? So even if it is black, but his black is totally different from the black of this world. In this world, black absorbs light. But Krishna's black color radiates light. Brahmaja. There's a difference. So you cannot compare Krishna's color with the color of this world, but to give an idea, Acharyas are giving some examples. Little close to that. Monsoon cloud, tamal tree. Okay? And his color also changes. So we will not enter into that. But still, whatever color has been explained by our Acharya as a Shastra, that he is like a black monsoon cloud. That example is very close to Krishna's color. Okay.
कृष्ण महाराज महाराज मेरा ये पूछना था जैसे कृष्ण भगवान ब्रह्मा के एक दिन में एक बार आते हैं हर दिन आते हैं वो 28 मनवंतर 7 मनवंतर 28 दिव्य में हर दिन आते हैं
कल पे
और जो निजी रूप में आते हैं
स्वयं भगवान क्यों डाउट नहीं चाहते आने के लिए तो बोल सकते हर रोज माता ही That's the way he says in Bhagavad Gita. He comes once in a day.
महाराज जी जैसे बरादेव का हम द्वादशी सेलिब्रेशन करते हैं हम व्रत करते हैं कौन सी बरादेव की 2 बरा आए थे जैसे स्वयंभू मनवंतर में आए थे जैसे पृथ्वी को लाने के लिए
अभी चल रहा है श्वेतवराह कल्प अभी जो कल्प चल रहा है श्वेतवराह कल्प
श्वेतवराह में हिरण्याक्ष को बदल दिए थे हम
श्वेत मीन्स व्हाइट अभी जो चल रहा है कल्प भेद जब द डिफरेंस ऑफ कलर मेंशन किया जाता है शास्त्र में कल्प भेद होता है एक कल्प में काला रूप में आया एक कल्प में सफेद रूप में आया भगवान तो एक कल्प में शुद्ध नहीं आते ना हर कल्प में आते हैं कोई डिफरेंस ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन जब कोई होता है आचार्य में बोलते कल्प भेद है
महाराज की स्वयंभू मनवंतर में वो व्हाइट रूप में आए थे और चाक्षुष में रक्त बहा
जो भी है मनवंतर भेद से भी कलर का परिवर्तन हो सकता है
मेरा क्वेश्चन था कि हम कौन सा दोनों बराबर
अभी वैवस्वत मनवंतर चल रहा है अब इसको कहते हैं श्वेत वराह कल्प अभी श्वेत वराह कल्प चल रहा है
ब्रह्मा जी का पहला डे का शुरुआत
जो कल्प चल रहा है इसको कहते हैं श्वेत वराह कल्प ब्रह्मा जो इस दिन में जो वराह है उसका कलर है श्वेत वराह ठीक है
बरादेव जैसे रखते हैं पृथ्वी को
आज बराहदेव का डिस्कशन नहीं है नित्यानंद प्रभु का डिस्कशन हो रहा है तो बराह के बारे में ज्यादा जानना है बराह द्वादशी भी
एकादशी के
हाँ वो भी आ रहा है
हम पढ़ रहे थे
ठीक है उसके बारे में बाद में चर्चा करेंगे क्योंकि डिस्कशन अभी नित्यानंद प्रभु पर है और कुछ एनी अदर क्वेश्चन
Hare Krishna. So you spoke about the
This
Vaishnava
side
Aparad.
not asking any question what's going on okay no
Yeah,
problem
you said about Vaishnava Aparad. So how to come out of that? It's like we do unknowingly. We don't know how the devotee will take it like that. We don't have any means like the intention to do the aparad also, but we don't know how the devotee will take it. Or so how to come out of that? As you said, ki our chanting goes down when we do chanting. Then we can understand that we have done some Vaishnava aparad. So what is the prayaschitta for that, or how to rectify it?
if you are telling you don't have intention then why you are asking
Yeah,
this
but
question
still the other person will take it. We don't know how they might feel offended.
Why?
Like that. It may be. It happens. No.
so then if you don't have any intention then you are in a very highly elevated platform you have to understand that yes because we have lot of inclination to do Vaishnava aparad it's like a pickle we love to criticize devotees but if you don't have that intention it's very good but unintentionally it is happening and if the Prabhupada has given a system of chanting mancha kalpatarubhascha kripasindubhya evacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah in that way offenses done unknowingly we can be free but we commit so many offenses knowingly so what to do with that that should be the question
Yeah. That is
Mahaprabhu taught what to do with that. He told his mother, go and beg forgiveness from Aditya. That is the only thing.
But we don't have that big heart not to go and tell. So,
If you don't, then you have to suffer. You will not get any taste in the Holy Name. Offenders cannot get taste in the Holy Name. Anybody. Okay? So how do we free? How do we free? Very simple. Serve the Vaishnavas. Positive. Be in positive consciousness. Respect the Vaishnavas. Glorify the Vaishnavas. Even if you don't like, still glorify. Obvious. Practice. We don't like to chant, but still we chant. Why? Practice. Even if you don't like a Vaishnava, glorify him because he is very dear to Krishna. I may not like it, but Krishna likes it. Okay, that is the consciousness we should have. Very simple, but our mind is not so simple. Because we have a desire and we think that we are good devotees, they are not good devotees. That consciousness is very strongly built. That's why we see faults in others and see glories in our character. But we have to do opposite. We have to see glories in others' character and see faults in our character. Okay? Yeah, good, very good. Things are getting balanced.
Maharaj, you told about like passion, you have to convert from passion to compassion. So, but in material world we have so much ego and pride, so we cannot respect any others. We always want something else from them. So, how to cultivate this compassion mode, like to get the compassion? Like we have
I told you have to reduce your passion. You cannot have passion and also compassion.
But unless we have pride and ego, so it cannot be compassionate mode.
What?
We are in ego and pride, so compassion mode will not come.
No. That's why you have to give up. Right. You should not think that can have pride also have compassion. Doesn't work. Unless your passion reduces, pride reduces, you cannot have compassion. Ego will give you the quality of exploitation. And humility will give you the quality of compassion. Okay?
Maybe pride can be reduced by practicing obedience.
Yeah, that is the first process of devotional service. Tat vidhi pranipatena. You have to surrender. That's the ego part is taken care. So I give a very simple formula, EGO, ego, na? So ego can be used to get rid of ego. So take care of your ego. E means engage in menial services. G means give credit to others. O means offer respect to everyone. Practice this principle. Then slowly, ego will be taken care. Okay?
Maharaj,
Pahले.
चैतन्य चरितामृत से एक आदि लीला से कि स्वांशावतार और आंशिक अवतार जैसे
सांश and vivinnansh.
स्वांश और विभिन्नांश
जीवात्मा विभिन्नांश, विष्णु तत्व सांश.
विष्णु तत्व only स्वांश not Krishna.
We, the Jivatmas are vivinnansh. And Vishnu's, Narayan's, they are swans. It comes directly from Krishna. Jiva do not come directly from Krishna. This is vivinnansh.
Nityananda Prabhu is brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's what we understand.
No, I never said that. I said that Nityananda Prabhu is the incarnation of Balaram. Balaram Hoila Nitai. I didn't say that he is brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the past time, he did not appear as a brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father was Jagannath Mishra. Nityananda Prabhu's father was Dharai Pandit. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Mayapur. Nityananda Prabhu appeared in Ketachacha. But birth, brotherhood does not depend on birth. They are eternal brothers in the spiritual world. Just like Krishna, he appeared from Devaki. Balaram appeared from Jain. Mother were different, but father was same. But for Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu, mother and father both are different. Okay? So you don't like that? What do you got? You have some question?
No, that's the one.
Prachar,
you were mentioning that internally we should be renounced, and externally we should do regularly whatever we do. And also in later part of also you're telling that getting respect, you sort of become used to things like that and all. So both are how is that we can be internally what happens is
keep your mobile in a silent mode. You don't know how to make it silent.
So both are once we that as you are telling that you start getting so we get used to things like that. Oh, they're doing. And how can we internally become renounced like that?
How to become internally renounced?
And externally not show that. Because what happens is what we show out is what generally what is internally we show out. Otherwise
no, it comes out. That's why you have to be very, very careful. Just like Srila Prabhupada had love of Godhead, but he did not show that love of Godhead. But it's very difficult to conceal it all the time, because people have a tendency to imitate. Ashtasattika Vika, that eight transformation of the body can be imitated. It can be acted upon. That's why pure devotees, those who have genuine love of Godhead, they don't exhibit those. Because the cheaters of this world, they will imitate and cheat people. That's why renunciation also should be internal, internally detached. Externally acting like your householder, not a problem. But internally you are always thinking of Krishna. Just like Parikshit Maharaj. He was a king, he was ruling like a king. But internally he was completely detached. So as soon as he got the cards, immediately he left the kingdom. He was not thinking what will happen to my family, what will happen to my kingdom. Even he did not depute anyone to become king. Before that he left, immediately he left. By that you can understand he was cultivating the renunciation internally.
Yeah, but those were all highly elevated souls.
That's why we are talking about them now, so that we can become elevated. That's our goal of life. Unless we can become elevated, how we can go back to the spiritual world? We cannot be like in this world and go to the spiritual world. We think like that. Oh, it will happen. It's not going to happen. What's happening now, that will happen at the time of death. Something magic will not happen at the time of death. Every day we are dying. When you are sleeping, what thinking is coming? That thinking will come at the time of death. You understand? But people think, now I am thinking something else, but when death will come, I will think of Krishna. It's not going to work like that. So what you are thinking now, that's why he said, when you can see Krishna now, then you can see Krishna in the spiritual world. It's not going to happen in the future. That we think like that. Oh, I am doing Golok Vrindavan. Everybody goes to Golok Vrindavan. So cheap. Who can go to Golok Vrindavan? Who has Braja Prema Bhakti in his heart? He can go back home to Godhead. Nobody else. But they will get chance. Those who are practicing bhakti, they will definitely get chance to go back home back to Godhead. But doesn't mean that a sadhaka also will go back home to Godhead. How a sadhaka can go back to Godhead? A siddha can go back home back to God. So we have to become perfect. Then we are eligible to go back home back to God. But there is another category, Kripa Siddha. But we have a tendency that everybody becomes Kripa Siddha. Kripa Siddha is very, very rare. It doesn't happen in a regular business. Normal process is sadhana siddha. Sadhana bhakti theke hoy roti hruday. Roti garo hoile prem nam hoy. It is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. How to get love of God. Sadhana bhakti theke hoy roti hruday. We have to practice vigorously sadhana bhakti without offense. And that will give to rati. Rati means sthai bhav. And sthai bhav will mature into prema. Then we are eligible to enter into the spiritual world. And what are the symptoms of bhava? That also is explained. What are the symptoms of a sadhaka? That is also explained. If sadhaka is at the flat of nishtha, ruchi, asakti, all are explained. It's nothing hidden. Everything is like a open book. Mahaprabhu and Acharyas has given open book for all of us to check who we are. It's like a mirror. You just have to put in front of you. Then you can see who you are. Okay, nothing to speculate.
कृपा सिद्धि क्या होता है महाराज जी?
Kripa Siddhi means you have not done sadhana, but Krishna somehow blessed you and you got Siddhis. Just like honorary PhD. Happens na? So that's like that. But that is a normal course.
महाराज जी अभी जो आपने डिस्कशन हुआ था विभिन्न अंश का that's not coming directly from Krishna. So is it coming from Mahavishnu? Is that why we are...
Don't enter into the discussion because a lot of debate on that. But it does not come from Krishna, that you should know. That's why it's Vibhinna.
That's why it's called
It's a Jiva Shakti. The Atma is a Jiva Shakti, part and parcel of the Jiva Shakti. And Jiva Shakti is whose Shakti? This is the topic of discussion. Okay. Okay? कृष्ण से बलराम, बलराम से चतुर्व्यूह, वासुदेव संकर्षण अनिरुद्ध प्रद्युम्न. उस संकर्षण को कहते हैं आदि संकर्षण और मूल संकर्षण. उधर से आता है नारायण वैकुंठ में. उसके बाद नारायण से द्वितीय चतुर्भुज होता है वासुदेव संकर्षण अनिरुद्ध प्रद्युम्न. उस संकर्षण कहते हैं महासंकर्षण. महासंकर्षण से आता है महाविष्णु. महाविष्णु से गर्भोदक्षय विष्णु. गर्भोदक्षय से क्षीरोदक्षय विष्णु. चतुर्भुज द्वारका में, पहला चतुर्भुज द्वारका में.
और एक गोलोक में.
हाँ, गोलोक में नहीं, गोलोक में वासुदेव संकर्षण.
लेकिन दो बार
प्रथम चतुर्भुज रहता है द्वारका में
और एक
वैकुंठ में.
और फिर से नारायण संकर्षण से नारायण.
जो पहला संकर्षण उससे नारायण, नारायण से द्वितीय चतुर्भुज.
द्वितीय संकर्षण से महाविष्णु से.
डिटेल क्वेश्चन आप बहुत पूछ सकते हैं लेकिन ये टाइम नहीं हो सकता.
Okay. Anything else? That's it. Time is up. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Shri Ram Sankirtan ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
His Holiness Bhakti Prachar Parivrajakacharya Swami ki jai. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for a wonderful class. I'm sure everyone is affected by that, and we'll again take it up on Nityananda Trail this evening. We'll discuss more what he said.
Now Nityananda time. We should focus.